In week 8 and week 9, we are going to learn Twitter text data analysis. In this whole process, we will learn how to get access to Twitter API account, download Twitter data, and then use Python to analyze the Twitter data. Within that topic, we have several learning objectives. First, we are going to introduce Python as an analytical tool to assist our analysis. Second, from these lectures, you will learn some qualitative data analytic techniques, such as text mining, which is widely used in financial statement analysis, such as footnote analysis. Third, as an example, we will use Twitter data as our sample data. Within that, we will perform sentiment analysis and keyword frequency detection using regular expressions. And here is our expectations for week 8 and week 9. In week 8, we are going to learn the basic Python, set up Twitter API account, and use Python to download Twitter data. In week 9, we are going to learn how to conduct Twitter data analytics techniques in Python. The first step is to install Python on your devices. And to run Python, we need to have some software. And here is 3 main platforms to run Python. You can choose one based on your interest. The first one is Jupyter Notebook. And to have that, we need to install Anaconda in your laptop and then launch Jupyter Notebook within that platform. And here are 2 links to demonstrate how to install the Anaconda for Windows and Mac. The second one is Colab. It's just like Google Drive document. It's an online version. However, the drawback is the working space is very limited, and some large file cannot be run right now. Like it's very slow, and we suggest you to use it in early stage and install Anaconda later. And third one is prepared for many professional people to write large Python program. If you're interested, you can install it. Or if you have any difficulties to install them, feel free to contact RIT Saunders Technical Support at this email address. And attention here. And in this course, in order to make it convenient to learn Python, we will use Colab. And you do not need to install Python on your devices. And you can get access to Colab by just Googling Colab and enter the page below. And here are some instructions. You can create a new notebook, or you can upload a notebook, a local IPYNB Python file. However, we strongly recommend you to have Anaconda installed on your devices. That is very convenient. And then we go to the Jupyter Notebook Basic. And in Jupyter Notebook, there are mainly 2 types of styles. One is Markdown, another is code, and the other things we do not use generally. If we want to write something, we just see the bracket, in bracket, and we have something here. Such we equal a equal to 1. If the number appears, that means this cell has been run successfully. And if you want to change this back to Markdown to text cell, we just enter M key if you change back to the text. So there will be no code. And also in this Jupyter Notebook, there are some function key which I have introduced in the Python basic video. And the third one is about the Python basic, including basic data types, number, string, list, tuple, set, dictionary. Also have operators like greater sign, equal sign, not equal, and or. Decision control is just if-else statement. And we have loop, or while loop, and for loop. We also have functions. We need to know how to define functions and how to call functions. And we also have comment. And we suggest you, if you do not have any foundation of Python programming, we strongly recommend you to go through this video. Follow this link to access. And here, if you do not want like this, and we also have alternative choice, you can finish the Lincoln learning within these sections, these chapters, and with the sections I have recommended here. You can go to this link to access. And we also provide more tutorial resources, such as Python syntax dictionary. You can find all the syntax within this link. And we also have Kaggle. It's like tutorial of the pandas, introduce how to do some data frame, some data analytics techniques in this library. And we also have other things. If you are more interested in Python programming, you can observe this link. The fourth section, we came to the main topic. We are going to get access to Twitter API. Is the data collection process. First, we need to set up a Twitter API developer account to get access to Twitter data. So this is just a legal Twitter API developer account approved by the company. Generally, it will take a few time, such as 1 or 2 business days, to get your account approved. And follow this video or using this link to learn how to access that. After your account get approved, we also need to apply for API app. And after we apply for this app, we'll get special keys to get access to Twitter data, including API key, API secret key, access token secret. Follow this video or this link to learn how to set up these full keys. After we get these full keys, we will know how to download them. We will use them to download data. And before that, we need to have some library set up. We need to run this library. If we do not have this library in your laptop, such as it jump into some error, you need to install that library just by uncomment that and run it. Pip install the library name. It will help you to install the library. After we run that, and we input the full keys into the single quotation mark, the full keys, and then run this code, the Python will help us to get access to Twitter API. And here we also pay attention to one thing. In order to download Twitter data, we need to understand a very specific, a special name called screen name, which is, this is the Twitter page, and we can see this is the screen name. And then we came to the code to download Twitter data. And there are 3 stuff you need to modify if you want to download other Twitter data instead of PWC. And you need to change this, the screen name, and here, which is the thing I have mentioned before. And also, after we download this, we just run this code because it's complicated, so you can just need to understand and how to use that, and you do not need to write that by yourself. And then you can go to the file, the local address. Typically, it should be stored in your document under this address. However, it may also be in other address. You can search by yourself. We can see this is PWC Twitter data. There are just 4 attributes: ID, create at, and text, Twitter text, and the screen name, which is I include here: ID, create at, text, and screen name. If you want more attributes, we can go through the Twitter JSON structure and see more attributes within that Twitter data. You can see it also has name, screen name, location, URL, description. If you want more, you can add more, but you need to pay attention to that structure. And we pay attention to add here, just add comma and other stuff. And then we will read this Twitter data. We can directly use this and read that. And if you came to the data frame of our Twitter data, or we can read the data locally just by writing pd.read_csv and the local drive address and call that data, and will also appear to the data frame. And I also want to pay attention to, in this section, we use Panda library. We can write it here just locally, or we can write it on top of everything, just in case we forget. And every time we run this code, and it will call all the library in our memory. So we do not need to write many times. You can just by adding here by import pandas spd and delete this. So this is all the data access process. And in section 2, we will learn how to get some data analytics techniques. Thanks.